Imagine a country that people around the world talk about for its beaches, its food, its friendly people, and its history. But somehow, almost nobody talks about the one thing that may give it a massive advantage in the future. An advantage so unique, so powerful, and so deeply rooted in everyday life that most Filipinos don't even notice it anymore. But if you look closely, it could explain why this country might rise faster than anyone expects. Today, we're talking about the Philippines' secret advantage, one that the world rarely pays attention to, but absolutely should. Before we continue, think about this for a moment. What do you think the Philippines' greatest advantage is? Is it the culture, the people, the natural resources, the location? Hold that thought and drop your answer in the comments. Let's see if you guessed it right by the end of this video. Now let's begin, because this secret advantage is not just surprising, it might even change how you see the Philippines forever. When we talk about rising economies, people often focus on things like technology, infrastructure, industries, or political power. Countries like China, India, or Vietnam get mentioned all the time. But the Philippines? Most people underestimate it. They look at the challenges, traffic, typhoons, politics, poverty, and they stop there. But what they don't see is something deeper, something that has been quietly building for decades. And that secret is this: the Philippines has one of the most globally ready populations in the world. Not just hardworking, not just resilient, but globally ready. Let me explain. There are countries with natural resources. There are countries with powerful armies. There are countries with huge industries. But how many countries have millions of people who can easily blend into different cultures, adapt to different environments, communicate across borders, and build human connections almost anywhere on the planet? Very few. The Philippines stands out because Filipinos don't just work abroad, they succeed abroad. They become trusted workers, trusted leaders, trusted caregivers, trusted creators, trusted partners. And why? Because the culture itself trains people to be globally adaptable. Think about it. The Philippines is a mix of East and West, Asian roots combined with Latin influences, combined with American influence. It's like a cultural bridge. Filipinos understand collectivism, but they're also comfortable with individual expression. They understand respect and tradition, but they're also open to innovation and modern ideas. They can speak the language of Asia, the language of the West, and the language of emotion, all at the same time. But that's just one part of the secret. There's something even more powerful. Filipinos speak English better than almost any other Asian country, often with neutral accents that global companies love. But it's not just the language, it's the warmth, the friendliness, the sense of humor, the ability to read emotions, to adjust, to empathize. These are soft skills that the world is only now beginning to value at a higher level. Artificial intelligence can code, calculate, and organize, but can it connect, comfort, and care like a human being? That's where Filipinos shine. Now imagine this: a global population that is naturally good at communication, service, creativity, emotion, care, and cultural connection. These are exactly the skills the modern world economy is shifting towards. As automation increases, as AI takes over repetitive work, the jobs that remain and the jobs that will grow are the ones that require being human. And Filipinos are already ahead in that field without even trying. But the secret advantage doesn't stop there. The Philippines has one of the youngest populations in Asia. While other countries struggle with aging populations, Japan, South Korea, China, the Philippines is full of young people ready to work, ready to learn, and ready to contribute. It's a demographic advantage that economists dream about. More young workers means more creativity, more innovation, more productivity, and more global potential. And that's where the next part of the secret comes in. Filipinos are natural storytellers. They dominate social media. They create viral videos. They make music. They dance. They entertain. They share moments. They laugh. They connect. The world loves Filipino creators, even when people don't realize they're Filipino. And in a digital world that runs on content, connection, and culture, that's a massive advantage. Have you ever noticed how many Filipino talents are winning international competitions? How many Filipino artists gain millions of followers online? How Filipino humor spreads, Filipino music travels, and Filipino kindness makes global headlines? It's not an accident. It's part of that same secret advantage. Now imagine this potential fully unlocked. Imagine what happens when the Philippines improves its infrastructure. Imagine what happens when more jobs move into tech, into innovation, into digital services, into global industries that require communication and creativity. The world's shift to remote work and online services plays directly into the strengths of Filipinos. This is why foreign companies are investing in Filipino workers. This is why BPO centers keep expanding. This is why YouTube creators from the Philippines are rising faster than ever. Here's a question for you. Do you think the Philippines will eventually become a global hub for digital talent? Why or why not? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I want to read your perspective. But let's go deeper into the mindset that makes Filipinos special. Filipinos have been trained, through culture, through environment, through history, to stay positive even during hard times. And this creates resilience. When many people break down, Filipinos find a way to laugh, to smile, to push forward. That emotional strength is a competitive advantage. It makes Filipinos reliable. It makes them steady. It makes them the kind of workers people trust. And here's something even more interesting. The Philippines has one of the strongest communities of overseas workers in the world. OFWs send home billions of dollars every year, supporting families, building businesses, paying for education, and strengthening the economy. But more than the money, they bring home global experience. They bring home knowledge. They bring home perspectives that influence the next generation. Imagine an entire population learning from the world while staying deeply connected to family, culture, and identity. That combination is rare and powerful. Now let me ask you another question. If you could change one thing in the Philippines to unlock its full potential, what would it be? Better infrastructure, better education, better opportunities? What do you think would make the biggest difference? Share your answer in the comments. Your idea might be the one the country needs. As we move forward, think about where the world is heading. Global companies are shifting to online work. Customer service is becoming digital. Education is becoming digital. Entertainment is digital. Healthcare is becoming more human-centered. Global communication is becoming more personal and emotional. And all of these are areas where Filipinos naturally excel. The Philippines may not have the biggest economy yet. It may not have the most advanced infrastructure, but it has something that cannot be easily built, copied, or replaced: human advantage. The natural ability to connect, adapt, and communicate on a global level. If the government, private sector, and young population work together to develop skills, improve technology, and support innovation, the Philippines could rise far faster than people expect. And here's the real secret. The advantage is not hidden. It's not buried underground. It's not locked away. It's in the people. It's in every smile, every song, every conversation, every act of kindness, every Filipino working abroad, every student dreaming big, every creator making videos, every entrepreneur starting from scratch, every teacher, every nurse, every builder, every storyteller. The Philippines' advantage is its people, and the world is starting to notice. Before we end, I want to know your opinion. What do you think will be the Philippines' biggest industry in the next 20 years? Tourism, entertainment, technology, healthcare, something else entirely? Drop your predictions in the comments. I love reading your ideas. And if you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps us make more amazing content like this. So remember, The Philippines has a secret advantage the world isn't talking about yet, but soon they will. And when that happens, the world might just be surprised by how high the Philippines rises. Thanks for watching.